Hi everyone, here's what's bothering me today. The Catholic Church, in the wake of the 215 children found in a mass burial site at the former residential school in Kamloops, BC, is refusing to release records, which is of course stymieing efforts to identify these children and others buried in other mass graves on residential school sites. This is unacceptable. Or rather, it should be unacceptable. The government, in typical fashion, has already expressed how disappointed it is in the Catholic Church. You want to know what will get the Catholic Church to actually do something about this and take meaningful action for once? Take their property, tax them, and with the property that you've taken from them and tax them adequately on, give both that money and the land to the natives. That will make the Catholic Church act the fastest it ever has. The problem with the Catholic Church is that it is a now, millennia organization. It has been around for longer than most countries have been things. It is that old. It is a borderline eldritch horror in terms of the human time scale of things. With that in mind, let's actually think for a moment, and really, we're going to, to quote Justin Trudeau, we're going to be disappointed and, it disappoints me greatly as a Catholic. Catholics at this point should quite frankly know better. Your church is not a progressive institution. In the wake of Pope Francis saying, look, love the sin or hate the sin, which is why we won't sign off on gay marriages, young people left the Catholic Church in droves, which you should have already been doing that. This is just one of the many, many facets in which the Catholic Church refuses to take ownership of its many past crimes, refuses to make progress, and refuses to change because, well, we're, over 1,000 years old. Why should we change? That's the problem here. The Catholic Church is so against any kind of progress or meaningful reform that it would need to be beaten out of them. And even then, we've seen in the past how they react to that. The Protestant Reformation was not exactly non-violent. The Catholic Church, as well as the Anglican Church and possibly a few other churches, bear a lot of shame and responsibility for the genocide of Indigenous peoples here in Canada. And yet they refuse to take their part of the blame, and they refuse to release these records to help in the process of healing and reconciliation. The right thing and the good thing are rarely the easiest things to do, especially when it might make us look bad. Sure, we're all disappointed in the Catholic Church. We should all be disappointed in the Catholic Church, especially those who lead it. But they are not willing to own up to their own culpability, which means that until they do, the Catholic Church forever will be guilty of incredible sin. Hopefully that makes some Catholics, and any Catholics in the Vatican, not that I think they'd ever watch this, but if they did, I hope that makes them just a little nervous and self-reflective, because the lack of meaningful action on the part of the Catholic Church for the role they played in genocide that went on until 1996 is definitely what's bothering me today.